Hey there, Chad here. Thanks for joining me. This is NewsTower, and we are going to finish up our elevator build out of this building. I was just doing a little bit of cleanup. I did move one thing offline while I was not recording, and that is I had put the sweeper closet here. I went ahead and moved it down here, moved this wall over a little. I figured that made more sense. It'll be closer to where he needs to get to clean in here regularly, and he otherwise has access to this elevator to get to the other floors as needed. So we are a little tight on space for the time being. We're going to crunch people together a little bit, and that's not ideal, but it's what we need to do until we have a final decision on another floor. Now, we've spent a considerable amount of money moving things around and adding a few new things. The elevator was obviously some of that. I don't think it was all $5,000 though, but like I said, we have spent some money, so we're going to need to be a little mindful of that. If we need to buy the next floor, we have to take out a loan of at least $5,000 more, which will put us at $8,000 of loan, and that's before we even started the week. So things like water or anything else that we need to get in the meantime, I would say we end up pulling out a $10,000 loan for the $15,000 floor, and we're now at $13,000. So 13,000 times the what would be 13% on the loan. That's a lot of money. So I'm going to avoid that if possible. If not, well, it is what we'll do, and we'll make it work. Now, I'd been talking about where was a bathroom going to go, and I'm still not 100% on what my final thoughts were, but I think we're going to try putting it over here. And I totally whiffed again. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Okay, so that's taken care of. Let's find the bathroom stuff. It's got to be in here somewhere. Okay, there's one. And then we're going to... Now, we did this last time. We kind of alternated toilets and sinks, and that kind of gave us a little bit better relief on smell in general. And look at that. We have enough space to make this work. So we can put this door here. I think we can even... Look at that. We could put the cleaning desk in there if we want it to, the cleaning station. And then this can be used for something else. Could bring the workbench up and maybe make this sales or something. That might make some sense. Could put some reporters down here. Now, I had initially thought it was important to have the reporters close to the ground because they have to go out of the building and that. But they spend so much time on an article. This little piece is minimal compared to everything else they have to do. Also, each reporter can have a desk in a different place, and it would be a different travel time for those. But the ones that actually are kind of important, typesetter to assembler, you kind of want those to be close together because every story has to go from one to the other. Every sales article or sales spot has to go from one to the other. Every photograph, I'm pretty sure they go through the same. They may not go to typesetting, but effectively the chain is kind of the same. The supply chain for those is going to be very much the same. So we're going to want to keep an eye on that as we continue to move forward. I would not recommend putting typesetters distant from your assemblers because, again, they go back and forth constantly. Particularly the typesetter has to make that jaunt over and over and over again. All right. I'm trying to think what else we might do here in the meantime, but I think we're going to have to start kicking some people around to make things look nice and work. So we have an assembler here, and I guess the other thing to note is we don't have to 100% stick with whatever I end up dropping where right now. We could just make this a 1-week thing and make further decisions in the very near future. We have the bathroom in now. That's good. Printers in, generators in. Those are all very important things. Everything else can move around a little bit. I think we will go ahead and leave some reporters in here for now. If we're going to do that, though, we should get rid of the brick wall, at least for now, and we'll put in a door so that they can use the elevator to get in here instead of having to go through all the loud stuff. So that probably would be a really wise move. We're going to go ahead and just stash that wall. We probably have a wall in the stash that we can use. And there, yeah, we've got 4 of them. So that'll be just fine. We'll put it right. We'll put it there. It's a placeholder for the door that'll eventually go in there. So that makes some sense. We've got reporters here. We could drop a reporter in here. So that's 4. Do we have 5 reporters right now? Is that what our total is? I think that sounds right. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I don't love this, but I think maybe we will go ahead and just put the typesetter up here with the reporter and next to the assembler. So folks will have to take the elevator to the top floor for now to drop off their typesetting. Yeah, not awesome, but I think we could come up with a much worse solution. And then the other one is there's the second typesetter and assembler desk, and they're right here. We're going to split them up just a little. Right after I said don't do that. This is temporary, so it hopefully it'll just last a week, maybe 2 weeks. Did I even move the right desk? I did not. What is that's the sales desk. We're going to put the sales desk all the way down here eventually. So let's get him up here. So it would make sense to put the typesetter up here. The person gets off the elevator, hands it to the typesetter. The typesetter will walk down the stairs to the assembler here. And that makes, I think that's good enough sense for now. Okay, what else do we have? So the sales desk. Okay, so we do have one more reporter here. Don't want to put him where it's loud. We could put him here. Again, this is extremely temporary. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Don't love it, but it is what it is. And then we have sales desk is going to come down to here. Workbench. Well, you know what? Workbench might be a good one to put in here in time. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and do that? Because that might be a good final spot for it. Go there. Go ahead and leave a reporter here. And actually, I think we are workable again. This is clearly not ideal, but we can at least get through the week and then make some decisions. That's what I'm thinking. Light. I wanted to grab a light if I still have any in here. I do not. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to move this light to here. Ah, there is a light there. It is burned out. So I guess we'll move this one to here. Yeah, that'll work. So what I was going to do here is show you oh, I didn't grab the larger lights yet though, did I? Okay, did I grab the big fan? I did not grab the big fan either. Well, let's do that real quick. So we're going to jump over to the area map. And those are available from the firehouse, which we unlocked, I think, last time. And we are going to go to heat smell, and we're going to obtain a big fan for 2 influence points. And then we're going to go to the lighting, and we're going to get the wide lamp for 4 influence points. So for 6 influence points, we have changed the game for ourselves. Now when we come in here and we look at lights, we will have this wide one, and I think we're going to put it like right. We're going to put it right here. It will cover that entire room. So instead of 2 lights, we have 1. Now the thing is, don't get too excited. It costs a little less than double, but it uses twice as much power. So you're not saving anything on the power end. You are saving a little bit of cash by not putting in 2 lights and just putting in the 1. So something to consider. Secondly, we have this big fan, and the big fan hangs from the ceiling, which means that it can go in these areas where you couldn't otherwise get fans in the past, and that's very helpful. We'll place one of those in just a minute. I do want to take a look at comforts and kind of figure out what makes the most sense. So we talked about how this room was going to be hot regardless of what we do. But you'll notice that that heat does not travel here. It passes it, but it doesn't go through it. Unlike these doors where it does travel. It comes right up these stairs to here. So, and we can kind of demonstrate that by stowing these steps for a minute. Notice everything dropped there, and we'd have to do the same here. And now that's completely empty because the sound was traveling through the stairs. We don't have to worry about that with the elevators, which is awesome. Get those put back in there. So that is helpful. The bathroom is where we have the biggest issue with odor, and the big fan does handle odor. We are in our stash right now. But there are a few other things we can kind of try to deal with as well. One is air vents help a ton. We have a few of those, so we're going to put those in over the sinks. Eventually we're going to put mirrors here when we have those available to us. They help a lot. But for now, we're going to just put in air vents, and we'll put an air vent in here somewhere, and it will start to make a difference. It won't completely make a difference just yet, but we could actually put a couple of those in. They're fairly cheap. So this fan, if we put a fan here, you'll notice it barely does anything. It does a little bit, but not much. We can kind of try up here too, not much of a difference. Let's go look at the big fan. We put a big fan in there, and it makes a much, much bigger difference, as you can see. So that is a big plus for us, for at least for the temperature. The sound, it doesn't help. We have to figure out other things for dealing with sound. But it will help a lot with smell. It will help a lot with the heat. So we'll put one here. You can't overlap it with things like lights. It doesn't like that. We can kind of move these around a little, though. Give us a little space. Center that. Yeah, there we go. Did that light move? It did not. There we go. Big fan is there, and it is working. Yeah, lots of noise here. We knew that was coming. I unpaused here for just a second to see the fan move. So, smell is not completely taken care of, but it is definitely better than it was. I wonder if we move these to like out here. Doesn't help as much as I'd hoped. So we'll go ahead and leave these where we had them. It does look like it's just a matter of where they are horizontally. Vertically doesn't really help much. In fact, it doesn't do anything. So we'll go ahead and keep them out of the way. That way we can just drop those mirrors in there when we get them, and that will finish helping that out and making it wonderful. We had a lot of acoustic panels. First place we're going to want to put some is up here, because they will drive this guy crazy with their tickety-tack on the telegraphs, right? So let's go ahead and put one here. Am I buying these, or are these? I'm buying those right now. That was a mistake. Sorry about that. Yeah, gonna pay that price. So there we go. That helps with the sound quite a bit. Would one more get rid of it altogether? It would. Let's go ahead and just spread that out some. Yeah, we'll go with that. We have paper issues. We can move the sweeper up there, and he'll kind of deal with that. We have a reporter. We have a typesetting desk. We have another typesetting desk, an assembler, Yeah, none of that's ideal, but it is what it is. I do say that a lot, folks. I know that. Yeah, feeling pretty good about this. The sound is going to be an issue for the time being. We're okay with there being heat and sound in these rooms. The only people in there are the maintenance and resupply, except for right now, because, you know, I moved everybody. Let's just kind of take care of that. That way they don't get too angry with us. There's nobody left in there. They're experiencing some sound too, so we can go ahead and... Can we put it above? Yeah, we can put it up here. Acoustic panel there. It helps a little. It's not awesome. We have heat issues here. That might make more sense to put a fan in there. And we do have fans. We got 11 fans. So, goodness, we had a lot of fans in play. One there. Can we get one right there? We cannot. Might move that acoustic panel down so that we can do that. And we can't. So... closer here, it drops the sound all of those places over there. Well, that makes it the most. We'll put that there. Bring this back over here. right there. That helps the most there. We'll go ahead and try a fan in here. It does help a little bit. One more. I think I'm happier with that than I thought I'd be. We do have the big fan in there as well, but we should be okay. Okay, temperature here. Yeah, that's not ideal. We have reporters sitting there for now, and that's not long term, but it's enough of a concern with the problems we've been having with attitude and whatnot that we should go ahead and at least do something to address it. So that becomes a noise problem. But man, that is barely a noise problem, right? That almost gone. So we're gonna, oh, and you know what else we can do? I didn't even think of that. We can move this over and we can drop a wall in there. Wall with door right here. And that might get rid of that altogether. In fact, it looks like it will. There's no light in there now. Got to deal with that. Did we put all the lights up? I think we did. Just make sure. Yep, I don't see one. Now this is going to have to be a little light, but there it is. Okay, we could probably get rid of the fan there. There we go. Okay, sound, heat, that's okay. Sound, heat, not ideal, but not the end of the world. Sound here. Much better. Yeah, that works. Sound and heat here is not a big problem. This is dirt. We are back in business. Okay, so the rest of what we need to do is like the little things for trash. And as I recall, I did stash a bunch of trash cans. And then, of course, we have the production improvement items that we'll need to work with. So there's 4 trash cans that we can kind of sit around here. And these are just the ones we've already purchased. We could certainly buy more if we need to. That didn't help. It's interesting that that's just moving it around a little bit. That's kind of funny to me. Oh, I was wondering if a trash can helps in the bathroom. It does not look like it would. So not going to worry about that then. And it should make a difference down here. Oh, it's coal trash. Yeah, coal trash doesn't go in the trash can. That's going to be something that the sweeper has to get cleaned up. Is this their sweeper? Frederick Roberts. It is. So hopefully he gets to work there really quick. I think otherwise we're in about as good a shape as we can be for a week while we wait for our funds to rise just a little bit. Let's go ahead and pay that loan off so we're not paying that extra, what is it, 90 bucks? Doesn't seem like a lot. Over time, though, if we'd had that for a year, I mean, you know, now we're talking some real money. That does wrap up the major portion of the reorganization of the tower with using elevators. So let's go ahead and end this here, and we will pick up this week in the next episode. Thanks for your time, and until next time, fair travels.